Life is suffering. I, without thought, signed up for a half marathon with some friends while I never ran more than 3 miles in my life at once. The day after I signed up, I ran into a wall. Not a physical wall, but even worse, an emotional/mental wall. I felt emotionally unstable, like this battle I took on will swallow me whole and spit me out because of my unpleasant taste. Along with other things in life I've been battling, I again felt stagnant and like I reached a new rock bottom. Thoughts of negativity began to chip away at my self-esteem as I lay in bed in my self-inflicted defeat, or so I thought. I had Spotify playing on my like songs playlist, and as I prayed for a meaningful life, I quickly passed into a deep slumber. Coincidentally, as I lay in and out of sleep, I hear a faint Jordan Peterson behind a lo-fi beat, talking about how life is suffering and there's not much we can do but accept it. This allowed me to wake up fully and shift my mindset, and now we have this video. It's true. Life is suffering. That's actually one of the few things I can think of that is guaranteed in this life. Even the sinless, transcendent being, Jesus, endured through voluntary suffering. In a world corrupted by sin, it's impossible to think that you and I won't go through the wilderness of suffering. It's completely pretentious and entitled to think you'd somehow avoid it. Life is suffering, but beautifully enough, that is the path that leads you to a meaningful life. Through the wilderness, you reach paradise, the land of milk and honey. Life is suffering. Look around the crumbling world. There is a massive war in the East. Women are selling their souls for $5 a month, and more men are abandoning responsibility. But you must find something in life to make the suffering worthwhile. You must find a purpose to continue the path forward, or else you risk the chance of suffering because, again, you will suffer, but with nothing to compensate for it. You want a meaningful life? Then stop blaming external factors for where you are in your life. Confront your fears with your chest up and shoulders rolled back, and stop blaming God for the evil humans brought. Laying around in your pity wishing the world was different is meaningless. You want a meaningful life? Then stop complaining, deny yourself, and pick up your cross, because that's meaning.
Well, there's a deep idea in the West too. It's like, pick up your damn suffering and bear it and try to be a good person so you don't make it worse. Well, that's a truth. You know, I read a lot about the terrible things that people have done to each other. You just cannot even imagine it. It's so awful. So you don't want to be someone like that. Now, do you have a reason to be? Yes! You have lots of reasons to be. God, there's reasons to be resentful about your existence. Everyone you know is going to die. You know, you too. And there's going to be a fair bit of pain along the way, and lots of it's going to be unfair. It's like, yeah, no wonder you're resentful. It's like, act it out and see what happens. You make everything you're complaining about infinitely worse. There's this idea that hell is a bottomless pit, and that's because no matter how bad it is, some stupid son of a bitch like you could figure out a way to make it a lot worse. So you think, well, what do you do about that? Well, you accept it. That's what life is like. It's suffering. You have to take on the fact that life is suffering. You have to put yourself together in the face of that. It's old. It's the oldest story of mankind. Get yourself together. Transcend your suffering. See if you can be some kind of hero. Make the suffering in the world less.